Hi everyone, welcome to my channel where I review the latest movies and documentaries. Today, I'm going to talk about Horizon Line movie. If you're interested in this topic, make sure to watch this video until the end and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. Horizon Line is an action-adventure film directed by Mikkel Marseman and starring Allison Williams, Alexander Dreeman, Keith David and Pearl Mackie. The film tells the story of a former couple who travel on a small plane to attend a wedding on a tropical island, but face a horrific situation when their pilot suffers a heart attack and loses contact with the tower. They must survive and find a way to land the plane before running out of fuel or crashing into the ocean. The story begins with an introduction to Sarah Allison Williams and Jackson Alexander Dreeman, a former couple who lived on the island of Mauritius and worked in the diving industry, but separated after Jackson decided to return to London to pursue his career. A year later, Sarah receives an invitation to her friend Pascal's wedding on a nearby island and decides to go with her new boyfriend Nadia Amanda Khan. At the airport, Sarah meets Jackson, who also came to the wedding, and they agree to travel together on a small plane piloted by Freddie Wyman, Keith David, an old pilot who has known them for a long time. The journey begins normally, but quickly turns into a nightmare when Freddie has a heart attack and dies, leaving the plane without a pilot. Jackson tries to take control of the plane and connect to the tower, but discovers that the radio is down and that they have lost direction. They try to find the island they were heading to, but find themselves in the middle of the vast Indian Ocean, facing many dangers such as storms, birds, leaks and fires. They also have to deal with their conflicting feelings and overcome their past differences. Will Sarah and Jackson survive this impossible situation? Will they find a way to land the plane safely? Will they return to each other? These are questions that the story brings us to an exciting and surprising end. Horizon Line is a thriller, adventure and romance, relying heavily on the performances of the main actors and visual and sound effects. The film tries to convey a message about the importance of life, love and sacrifice, and about how to deal with difficult situations, fear and despair. The film received varying reviews from critics and audiences, some praising the idea, implementation and suspense, and some criticizing the script, dialogue and logic. The film was released in cinemas in some countries and on digital broadcasting platforms in others due to the corona pandemic. And here we will have reached the end of our movie. Here are some quotes from our movie. Quotes from critics. Horizon Line is a thriller, adventure and romance film, relying heavily on the performance of the main actors and the visual and sound effects. The film tries to convey a message about the importance of life, love and sacrifice, and how to deal with difficult situations, fear and despair. This quote is written by me, and it summarizes the film in general and highlights some of its positive aspects. It can be considered an objective and neutral quote, which does not carry bias or personal opinion. It also uses catchy words such as excitement, adventure, romance, and visual and sound effects to attract viewers' attention and motivate them to watch the movie. Not criticizing the acting or special effects, but they really could have used the input of even an amateur pilot. This quote is from a comment by a viewer on IMDb, who criticizes the film in terms of logic and realism. It seems that the viewer did not enjoy the film because of the errors and gaps he found in the script, dialogue and situations. He says that the film needed advice from a real pilot, even a beginner, to avoid some of the absurdities and exaggerations that occurred in the film. It can be considered a negative and critical quote carrying a personal opinion and an unsatisfactory viewing experience. Quotes from advertisements and summaries. A couple flying on a small plane for a wedding on a tropical island must fight to survive after their pilot suffered a heart attack. This quote is from the synopsis of the film on the shahid.net website, and it explains the main idea and problem faced by the protagonists. He uses some words that arouse curiosity and tension such as fight, to survive and heart attack. It can be considered a brief quote and summary, aimed at giving a general idea of the film and attracting viewers to learn more. Horizon Line movie, where to watch streaming online. This quote is from the title of an article on the Just Watch website, and it shows different options for watching the movie online. It uses some words that arouse interest and desire, such as where and broadcast online. It can be considered a promotional and indicative quote, aimed at facilitating access to the film and increasing the number of viewers. Technical information about the film. Horizon Line 2020. Horizon Line is a Swedish English-language thriller and adventure film directed by Mikael Marseman and starring Alexander Dreman, Allison Williams and Keith David. The film focuses on a couple struggling to survive, flying a small plane over the Indian Ocean after the pilot suffered a fatal heart attack. Horizon Line was released in Sweden on November 6, 2020 by SF Studios, and in the United States on January 12, 2021 by SX Films. History. Sarah is in an island bar and prepares to go home. She is with her lover and asks her for one last drink before she goes. He asks, then comes out of the bar, most likely to the bathroom, and she leaves because she said she hates goodbyes. After a year in London, Sarah takes a taxi to the airport to leave for a wedding. She visits Mauritius for her friend's wedding, has an affair with her ex-boyfriend Jackson, misses the last boat to the wedding venue in Rodriguez, and gets on a small plane piloted by her boyfriend, Freddie Wyman, who also goes to the wedding. He was surprised to learn that Jackson had also arranged to fly with Freddie to the wedding. Freddie invites Sarah to the assistant's seat while Jackson sleeps. During the flight, Freddie has a heart attack and dies, sending the plane into free fall. Sarah and Jackson recover, but the autopilot is damaged, and they face the fact that Sarah, whom Freddie taught some basics, will need to fly the plane to save them. They manage to contact Samuel, the local air traffic controller, on the short-range radio, and he tries to guide them to safety, but they have to fly through a storm first. They manage to get out of the storm, but not before their compass is damaged. The plane also begins to lose fuel at an alarming rate. Jackson volunteers to get off the plane to try to fix the fuel line. Despite his success, he breaks his arm badly. The couple decides to shed weight, including Freddie's inanimate body, to save fuel. Sarah realizes that they have several bottles of rum that they can use as extra fuel, and tries to manually refuel the plane by exiting the window. Jackson manages to fix the gas line, breaks his arm, and falls almost to his death, but Sarah pulls him back onto the plane. Sarah is forced to get out of the plane and pour Solomon rocket fuel into it to temporarily refuel. They try to lift Samuel, but the radio is silent. When the plane runs out of fuel, they spot a small island and try to steer the doomed plane to the island. Production. Horizon Line is a film produced by SF Studios, Umbra Films and Subotica Films. The film was shot in Mauritius, Ireland and Sweden. Music. The soundtrack of the film was composed by John Ekstrand and Carl-Johan Sevadag. Digital album released by Movie Score Media on November 6, 2020. Distribution. Horizon Line was released in Sweden on November 6, 2020 by SF Studios. The film was released in the United States on January 12, 2021 by SX Films in video-on-demand format and in cinema. Reception. Horizon Line received mixed reviews from critics. The film received 29% positive reviews on Rotten Tomatoes based on 28 reviews, with an average rating of 4.5/10. On Metacritic, the film received a score of 40 out of 100, based on 8 reviews, indicating mixed or medium reviews. The movie grossed $916,042 United States dollars. The film was shot in Mauritius, Ireland and Sweden. The soundtrack of the film was composed by John Ekstrand and Carl-Johan Sevadag. The digital album was released by Movie Score Media on November 6, 2020. The film received mixed reviews from critics. The film received 29% positive reviews on Rotten Tomatoes based on 28 reviews, with an average rating of 4.5/10. On Metacritic, the film received a score of 40 out of 100, based on 8 reviews, indicating mixed or medium reviews. The film grossed $916,042 at the global box office. That's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something new. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about this movie and what other movies or documentaries you want me to review next. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos like this one. Thanks for watching and see you next time.